Basically, we have an update on my AI mentor software or app. Last time the entire thing looked pretty bad and I just started building the prototype. I mean, I'm still with the prototype. This is the current map of planning and stuff on what I want to do. Basically, what I finished is training the AI mentor that he's actually not just being ChatGPT, but has the personality of the current mentor or person. For example, if you're talking to, I don't know, David Goggins or Virgil Abloh, that he actually behaves and answers like this person. That's what I've done today. I also added that you can speak to the mentor and that the mentor also answers. Before that, it was only based on chat, so you can do it now per voice, so you can basically have a real communication with them. And I also gave them an AI voice from 11 Labs that sounds similar to the real ones. Basically, I will maybe also implement that they get trained on the actual voice of the person. So what changed? You can see we have this little dot. Mentors are someone who already lives the life you want to live. That's like kind of the slogan, because basically that's the entire idea. Ask somebody who's already at the point where you want to be in life. For example, you got like, I don't know, you want to build a software, then ask somebody like, I don't know, Mark Zuckerberg or Whale Blake, or I don't know what's the guy called. Or let's say you want to become a musician, I don't know, talk to Drake, whatever. That's basically the format. I also added that you hover over it, it like lights it up, and you can see this nice animation. When I go to the next one, it slides up. That's also a new thing I added. Today I basically just worked like 4 or 5 hours really focused on this entire thing. We come to this, let's find your mentor. Here I want to add, like, I really like this icon. I stole it as a placeholder. I'm gonna create or pay someone to create actual icons, but I want to keep it in this simple minimalistic style. And here I want an animation where they're like spinning and the mentor is swapping, so you can see like a couple of different mentors. So basically here you came to this multiple choice thing. I also made it more accurate, so depending on which path you choose, you get different questions asked later on. For example, if I say artist and I go next, you get asked what type of artist. Musician, something with painting, crafting things, fashion. So basically here you can get an artist who's like more into high-end fashion. I don't know, you can talk to Pharrell Williams, or here on musician you can talk to Kanye West or some bullshit like that. And I also added, when you click on it, that it pops up a bit and it becomes a border, because before that you would instantly get to the next page without clicking the button. But if you misclick, you would already be on the next page, which is kind of annoying. So I fixed that. And then you get asked what you struggle with creativity, or like art block, motivation, mentally and mindset, how to get successful. You just don't know how to kickstart it, for example. You go next, choose your gender, and then you get to this choose your mentor area. Here I added that it comes like this circle, and also added the icons. Obviously placeholders will be different icons, and I also switched up that if you click it, you don't get directly to the next page, but you can actually change your mind, click another one, and then go to this button. Let's say I ask him something pretty specific that's like not a generic thing. Hey Phil, so basically I've read your book and you mentioned that you used to live in Japan. What would you say was the biggest influence on Nike, on your brand, when you used to be in Japan? And would you also recommend me to go to a foreign country for my business? Like, do you think it will benefit my business as well? So you can basically see it takes a lot of time until it generates the answer. I think for like the written answer, it's like 5 seconds or something, or 6-7 seconds, something like that, which is also okay. But it takes so long until it makes the AI voice, or like the spoken response. And I would like to be at 5 to 6 seconds for the spoken response. I don't know if that's fixable with like paying more to 11 Labs or some bullshit like that. But I know that you can make a faster response when decreasing the quality of the voice, but I don't really want to decrease it, so I hope I can just spend more money and it generates an answer faster. So yeah, basically this is...
Living in Japan was a transformative experience for me, and it had a profound influence on Nike. Here's what I learned and how you can apply it to your business. 1. Cultural appreciation.
Okay.
Immersing yourself in another culture opens your eyes to new perspectives.
So now you can basically talk to him and have a genuine conversation. I also changed, before that, the icon was like consistently just recording your voice. Now I added that it breaks up automatically when you send a message. And I also want to implement that you can interrupt the mentor and be like, no, bro, that's not what I meant. I meant like XYZ. So you can just get faster to your desired outcome. Basically, hey Phil, can you give me like three really quick and short points on how I can make my product better? I have a brand for gloves. Really just quick essential tips. By the way, I also have to change that it's always appearing here. Before that it wasn't this way. Like after sending it out to be like clean again. So you can see if it's a smaller file, it also generates the answer a bit faster, but it's definitely something I have to work on. And
Absolutely, let's sharpen those gloves and make them stand out. Here are 3 direct actionable steps. 1. User feedback loop. Get direct feedback from your customers. Create a simple survey or an email outreach to current users, asking for insights on comfort, durability, and features.
So yeah, basically that's the main section of this entire thing. I also tried to build like dashboard, but it didn't went the way I wanted to go. I'm still not sure if I want to have it clear like this or like all inside one dashboard. And this is obviously the main mechanic, so basically I have to work a lot of that. When you go on end meeting, you come to the summary. Here I also didn't really change anything except for the UI and the design. Obviously I want it to be way more detailed, and if you click return dashboard, nothing happens. You get to this random survey for some reason. So basically that's something I want to change. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of things I have to work on, I have to change and to make better. But I think for like the prototype, when you compare it to the last time, it's already a good progress. So I'm gonna continue working on it tomorrow and we'll see how it's gonna go and evolve. If you have any suggestions or any ideas or things you think would be cool to implement or to change up, leave a comment or something. I'm gonna try to make it as user-friendly as possible and give my best. I don't know how to program. I'm dumb as fuck, I've never done that, but I'm sure I will make it happen somehow. So see you in the next one.